case there are any tidbits or, nuggets that people need to hear. So a couple of things that I wanted to just go over, because I know like Cindy, you weren't on last week, and Diana couldn't get on last week either. So we're starting a new challenge group, and I honestly couldn't remember, because it's like I had a baby or something, and I'm not sleeping at all or something. And I couldn't remember if we had decided to start it this next Monday or the first Monday in April. And to be honest, I haven't promoted it very much. I still need to do some more promotion, and I don't have anybody to be in the challenge group. So I'm going to put it off one more week and start it that first week of April. So we'll start it the 3rd? It'll start the 3rd of April. So I'm going to give myself one more week. I'm going to do some promotion. I'm finally getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I have a transformation picture I'm going to share, and I'm going to talk about the nutrition. Hi, bud. The nutrition side of things a little bit more this time. So Cindy, just to give you a little bit of where I'm coming from with this next group that I'm going to start, it's going to be really focused on the nutrition, like on the meal planning, meal prep, giving recipes, because I can't work out yet, like full force.
Right.
So I want to really target people who struggle with the nutrition side, which is, I think, a lot of people. I think for a lot of people, it's easy to do a workout, or it's easier to do a workout than it is to plan your meals and prep your meals and stay on top of that. But the biggest difference in your health comes from what you're eating. And lately I've been eating total crap, because I've just been starving, and we've had a lot of junk around. And I was like, I'm so glad we're moving, because we're going to start over. Like, I was like, we're throwing it all out. Not going to have it in our house anymore. And Steve's the same way. Like, it's terrible how fast you can spiral back into those bad habits when you have junk around. So that's what the focus is going to be of this group. And I called it like spring cleaning into health and fitness challenge is what we're going to call it. Just as and you can approach it from any direction. It can be a get ready for summer, because really, if people want to have a body that they feel comfortable in during the summer, now is the time to start. It's not in June, it's now, or even January. So if you want to approach it from that perspective too, to get ready for summer, you can do that. But the real focus is going to be on clean eating, meal prepping, meal planning, all of that stuff. And I need to get my act together. I have a lot of resources, but I'm going to make some meal plans and some meal prep kind of helping resources for it. Because a lot of the members of our team have already done this kind of this kind of a thing. And so I'm just going to kind of revamp them for us to use, which won't be hard. I'm going to do it so that we can provide people with lots of resources to help them with the clean eating part. Am I frozen? It said my internet was unstable. Okay, I'm good. All right. It just sometimes when it comes up with that, I'm like, am I frozen? But I think that I'm going to really talk up the nutrition side, like focusing on, first of all, one of my big things is emotional eating. So what is it that's hard about it for you? And if you'll come from where you struggle and your perspective of, why you're doing this, it really is more relatable than coming from I've got this all figured out. Okay. I'm doing perfectly, because I think a lot of us, it isn't easy. It isn't easy to eat clean all the time. It does have its, we all have our temptations or our challenges, and like mine are, emotional eating is a big one for me. And then really it comes down to making the choice to not buy it. And I think that that's really hard for a lot of people when they're at the grocery store. And so then that's where you get to making a plan, having a set meal plan for the week, and not deviating from your plan is so important, because then when you go to the store, you know what you're going to buy, and you're not tempted to buy the junk nearly as much if you have a plan. So anyway, I think, so I'm going to talk about that, and how obviously being a postpartum mom, from my perspective, it's really easy for me to talk about emotional eating, because my hormones are like all over the place. I'm sleep deprived, blah, 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 blah. And they're all excuses, but we have them, whether you're postpartum mom or you're pregnant or you've got 2 toddlers and 4 teenagers, like it doesn't matter where you're at. The problem, like it's all the same, like challenge. Do you know what I mean? Yep. So come from where you're at and just share that with people, that what you really have had success with is this idea of cleaning up your eating, not like taking away a food group, and not depriving your calorie intake, and not being really extreme, but also being conscientious and making better choices, and trying to stick with whole grains, and do what we do on the portion fix, on that 21-day fix plan, and just talk about how it really helps to keep. And honestly, I'll be honest, like this last week, I've really eaten like my weight in Girl Scout cookies probably. And I felt really crappy. Like I really have just felt crappy, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not eating well. And I can tell from how I feel. And so that's what I would say as far as the challenge group goes, to really put that out there. Hi, buddy. But the other thing that we're going to do is I'm going to give away an Instant Pot. I'm going to do a drawing at the end of this 30-day, like I'm going to make it like a 30-day challenge. And anybody who checks in with a workout and a Shakeology every day, and checks in with the daily check-in each day, is going to get put into a drawing for an Instant Pot. Do you know what that is? It's like this super cool crock pot rice maker saute thing. Like it's a pressure cooker, but it does everything. Like it can be slow cooker, it can be a rice maker, it can be do soups, and it can do like literally making yogurt. It does everything.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and you can like the pressure cooker, you can do shredded chicken in like 30 minutes in this thing. Wow. So it's like a crock pot on steroids essentially.
Wow. That's
that can do everything, and they're around $100. And so if you guys get any challengers in there, if you're like, all I ask is that you split the cost with me. If if you've got people in there and they qualify. But I am going to try and I'm going to get an Instant Pot when I move down to Salt Lake. And so I'm going to include those recipes. Like they'll be crock pot / Instant Pot recipes, and include those in the challenge group, so that people are encouraged to like keep checking in, because I'm going to really kind of showcase the Instant Pot and what it can do, hoping that people will stick with the challenge. My biggest problem with people, and I know that this is just life, and I think one of the only reasons that I've stuck, honestly, with the programs and with, for the most part, the nutrition, and why I'm getting back on track, is because I'm coaching. And so people drop off. They do it for a week or two, and then life gets them. I had a gal who was like going to coach. She did so well in my 30-day challenge. I think it was in February. And she was ready to sign up to coach, and she went back to work after having her baby, and just completely just dropped off because life got to her, and didn't end up signing up to coach, and now she's not doing anything. And so the biggest thing that we can do for people when they sign up as challengers is really super support them and really help them to follow through. But we've got to get you guys challengers. That's like number one thing we've got to do. So we've got to get people who, and I don't know, like I've seen you post some, Cindy, Ashley, I'm seeing your posts. How is Ashley, I know you started a new Facebook page. How do you feel like you're getting people to actually share stuff with? Do you feel like you're finding friends?
Kind of. I'm in a mom's group, and I'm talking with the moms, but I'm not really posting anything yet.
Yeah, that's okay. Are you adding them as friends to your personal page once you've been visiting with them in the mom's page?
Not yet. I've only had 2 moms that are constantly commenting on my stuff. So
okay, well that's a good start for sure.
Yeah.
And if you're brave, put it on your other personal page. I know it's hard, because I know that there's a lot more, and Cindy, you know this better than a lot of people too. There's a lot more opposition when you're posting for your friends and your family. There is that, and you have to just literally, you have to just ignore the negativity. I get it too. And honestly, why I haven't been posting about my health journey as much is because I feel like I'm in this super weird place where I haven't been working out because I had a baby and I'm not supposed to, and I'm not doing the nutrition plan 100%. And when you're not being 100% in it, it's even worse to like post about it, because I almost feel like I'm like lying. Not that I am, because it's just genuinely where I'm at, but it's harder to post when you're not being dedicated. But it's also easier. It's also easier to let people's opinions get to you when you're not in it also, because it's like, yeah, they're gonna make me like, they're not gonna accept it. They're gonna make fun of me. They're gonna say something, or somebody's gonna make a comment. And really, every one of us faces that and that insecurity. And you really just have to get past it. You have to. If you let the fear take over, then you really won't be successful. And that's hard, but it's the truth. And I've seen that in my own business. When I've let off the gas of like being consistent and posting and everything, like total huge change in my business. Are you okay? You're kind of fussy. You're kind of fussy. So I'm really trying hard to listen to a lot of personal development, and it's working. Like, I'm really firing myself up to get back into the business side of things, like to be more consistent and to get back in it, because I'm like, no, like I really want to do this and I really want to be successful at this, and I can be, and I realize I can be. And you have to believe in yourself that way. And it takes a lot of self-talk and a lot of listening to people tell you that you rock to believe it. But it works, and you have to have a goal. You have to have a plan for the goal, and you have to just be willing to put yourself out there. And that's the bottom line. You have to be willing, and you can't be afraid of what other people are going to think of you. My coach, Jalen, you guys, I think you guys both know who she is, or you've seen posts by her or whatever, but one of the things that she put out there that has helped her to actually really find her stride and her success is talking about struggles in her marriage. And that's not everybody's struggle. Like, I was thinking about it, I'm like, I couldn't post that way because I haven't had that struggle. I have a very happy, healthy marriage. Okay, so that's not my thing to post, but I was thinking about it and I thought, but I'm a postpartum mom of 3 young kids, and that's hard for me sometimes. And that comes with innate challenges that I could talk about, and that I can really reach out to people who are going through that same thing, where I'm like, I've got 3 kids, 3 and under. And that in and of itself, I'm like, I could do webinars about how to try and be a positive parent, or how, like dealing with postpartum anxiety and depression, because that's something I faced, or things like that. And not that I'm saying everything has to be vulnerable that way, but it's when you put the kind of scarier stuff out there that people relate to you more, and that they feel like they can trust you because you're being real with them. And so, like I say, I'm not trying to tell you need to be like all vulnerable and all this crappy stuff has happened in my life. That's not what I'm saying at all. But putting things out there that are sometimes scary really helps people to get to know you better than here's my picture of my Shakeology. I did my workout. They need to get to know you on a different level in order to feel like they can trust you, and that they want you to coach them, that they feel like you are somebody that they can relate to, that's been through what they're going through, that you could help them. Anyway, that's my spiel about that. But so we're going to push the challenge group back 1 week. I'm going to start it on April 3rd. And I will get the group going and make you guys all admin. So really your job is to find challengers, which means you've got to invite people. You've got to put posts out there. If you want to help people, you have to be brave and you have to put it out there that you want to help them. And that can be as simple as saying, look, like, I'm doing this. I want to continue to move forward in my health journey. And also I really want to, I have a desire to help other people. This is what I've faced. This is what I've seen a difference in. If you want help, let me know. Like, comment below or message me, and make options for people so they don't feel like they have to comment, that they could message you, or, that they could email you, so that they don't feel like if they don't want to put themselves out there in social media that they need help, that they could still contact you about it. Because some people just don't want to admit it on a Facebook post.
Right.
Yeah. So make sure that you include that option for somebody to be able to either email you or message you, private message you, or whatever. And then just throw it out there. And it's going to be hard. the more you do it, the easier it gets. But those first several invite posts are hard, and you never get a ton of traction on those. You really never do. Like, and until you're talking to 50 people a day, like Jalen is, she comments and likes on 50 different people's posts every day. And she's got a ton of people looking at her stuff because she comments and posts. So now when she does an invite, she does get 25, 35 responses for it. And does everybody join? No. But she gets a lot more traction because she's talking to a lot more people. So the idea is just that, like, talk to more people, connect with more people, and then you'll be inviting more people, essentially. So, anyway, yeah. So, do you guys have any questions or comments or anything I can help you with that way? I need to be I need to be a better example for sure. And I'm working on that, like I'm trying to put myself out there, but it's hard. Like some days I get 1 or 2 posts out and I'm like, where did the day go? And I had an intention to do a transformation post and do like a throwback Thursday or a transformation Tuesday post. And I tell you what, like the day's gone and I hadn't done it. And I'm like, oh, dang it, I was going to do that. So I get that it takes extra effort and it takes time. It takes a little bit of time to put those together. But it makes a huge difference.
That transformation picture I was going to put on Facebook.
Yeah.
The same thing with me. The day got away from me because life happened, right?
Yes.
And then I fell off the nutrition wagon and I ate something. I got food poisoning for 2 days.
Oh no, geez, of course.
And so now I'm like, today is the first day when I really have actually
wanted good.
Yes. And so I kind of put a little post earlier today, but I'm going to put on there, I fell off the watch what you're eating, don't eat all the crud because your body will go through whatever.
It rejects, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
And I totally did because it's been about a year and I haven't really eaten like fried food. Well, I don't really eat that way anyway, but for some reason, Brian brought these wrap sandwiches home and they had like fried chicken in them.
Yeah.
And they had lettuce and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, that looks good. I mean, whatever. And I got sick. And I was like, okay, I can't eat that anymore.
Yeah.
And so then I didn't get my picture in because I was like, I don't feel like I can put that right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, that picture will be coming soon.
Awesome. No, it's good. And I think just more of that, of those transformation kind of things, or that, sharing, even just having taken a picture, not a picture of your wrap, because obviously it was gone by the time you felt sick, but like,
right.
Like taking a picture of yourself and being like, I feel so sick. And I know it's because I ate crappy. Like, this is why I eat the way I do, because when I don't, I feel crappy. Stuff like
my
that.
Body lets me down. Yeah.
And I need to do the same thing. Like, I'm ready to make a pile of all of the junk food I have in my house and take a picture of it and be like, this is what I've been living with in my house. And you bet, and you sure as heck bet I've been eating it. And let me tell you, like, it's been, I really have felt crappy, and I've craved it because I like, once you start eating sugar again, like it is so addictive. It is so addictive. So I'm like ready to be like, here's before, I'm going to make this pile on my counter and then like to trash it, and it's so hard to throw food away. It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so crappy food. Like, I'm just like, but I don't want to eat it either, anyway.
Right. Yeah. No.
So yeah, just putting and being real that way. Like, it's not about posting just perfection. It's like the video I did yesterday that ended up being like 3 minutes because Ben freaked out in the middle of it. But I said, like, I went live, and for a couple of minutes I was talking about how, I'd realized that I was 2 weeks postpartum, and that I was posting like all these great pictures of me being out with a baby doing errands, and I've got this, like I'm doing this. And honestly, like, the reality of it is, like, I am sore. Every time I go do anything, I hurt when I get home. I've got 3 kids that I don't feel like I can like adequately take care of right now. Like, here's my reality. You know what I mean? And so I finally got on and was like, look, when you're looking at people's posts on Facebook, sorry, you're seeing a highlight reel of most all of their good stuff, and you're not seeing everything. So keep that in mind. Remember that we're all real and we all have our issues. And Ben started to scream, and I'm like that, my 2-year-old, and I'm nursing my newborn, and like it's just like comical. And but I even had people who've never posted on anything of mine comment and be like, thanks for being honest. It's so true. Like, thanks for being real. That's, I appreciate that. And I needed to see that. Like, I needed to read this today, or I needed to like realize that that was how it is, because it's easy to look at, and it's easy for us as like people who are putting ourselves out there on social media. It's easier to just post the good stuff. It's so much easier because, you know, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, look at her go. Oh, she's doing great. Oh, da, 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 da. And then I think about it though, and I'm like, but that's not real. Like, that's not my everyday life. That's not how everything is 100% of the time. And so I think you have to remember that it's okay and almost necessary every once in a while to post the crappy stuff. So that people realize you're real, which is why I think Jaylyn started posting about her marriage not always being great. Or you post about your emotional eating, like you're eating, you know, like how it's hard to stay on track, or how your workouts aren't going the way you want them to, or whatever, because then people are like, oh, well, it's good to know she's a real person and that she's not this like on a pedestal, perfect, you know, thing going on. Because nobody's like that. Nobody is like that. It's not real. And coaches who post only positive things, they may have some success, but they're not going to make those deeper connections with people, because when we're vulnerable and when we share our insecurities and our fears and our challenges, that's when people relate to us on a deeper level. And that's when people feel like, oh, like I could do this. If she can do this, I can do this. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today, honestly, was that concept of vulnerability. And Jaylyn's done posts. If you guys can get on the coach page, her Motivation Nation coach page, she's doing all sorts of live videos, like team videos, and they are so good. Jaylyn is like the guru on vulnerability, and she talks about why we need to be vulnerable and how valuable it is to be open, to be vulnerable, how to blow past the naysayers, you know, or the crap talkers, or, you know, your negative Nancy family members who don't choose to support you, or whoever it is that you need to. But she's really like, she does so many good videos. So I'll always try and tag you guys in those. And they're usually not more than like 15 minutes, but hop on, like watch that stuff when you're getting ready, when you're doing dishes, put something on and something positive whenever you can. Because if you're picking up kids from school, or you've got 10 minutes, listen to something positive. Either put on one of those coach videos or get some personal development. If you don't have a personal development book, I've got a huge list of them, but you have to listen to them. If you have a list of books, but you're not listening to one of them, you need to, because it makes a big difference. I'm listening to one called On Fire, and it's like amazing. This guy basically got burned as a little boy. He lit himself. He like exploded something in his garage, and it like completely burned his body. This guy, this author, John O'Leary. Anyway, it's about his journey through this, and it's awesome because it talks about being passionate and being willing to do anything to reach your goals and to live your best life. He's like, are you on fire? Like, are you passionate? Are you living what you're passionate about? And are you sharing that with other people? And I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I am really sincerely, like, I would have never thought that nutrition and health and fitness would be like what I would get into. Like, sincerely, I'm not a fitness person. Like, that's just not me. And yet, like, I'm passionate about helping people, and I'm passionate about like sharing with them. I love to teach, which this is an amazing platform to teach people how to have better habits. Like, there are so many, like, because I thought about it, I'm like, how can I make this for me? Because I'm not a nutrition guru. I'm not, and I like to work out, but it's not like I've always been this like, oh, I love to work out and it's been my thing my whole life. Like, that's just not it. And for me, and so for me, it's really come down to, okay, but what am I passionate about that I can really grow in, that I can strive in, and that I can make my own theme. And even having like, yeah, hi.
I need to go potty.
Okay, then go run in and go potty. I'll come in and help you in just a second. But just making it like what you're passionate about, turning it into that. And I thought like, I have some awesome ideas if I can execute them. Like I was thinking like, it doesn't always have to be about health and fitness. And Jaylyn does her videos about like hair and makeup. And I said to Steve, I was like, that is not me. Not me at all. You know, so what is me that I can share with people that they'll be able to gain value from? You know, it's me doing like probably arts and crafts with my toddlers, or it's me talking about how I do meals with a busy little kids, or do you know what I mean? Like it's other things that I can share. What? Get on the potty, honey. Did you hear that? Come see that I'm on the potty by myself. Okay, I'm coming just a second. So, your Band-Aid? Oh, your birthday. Your birthday was yesterday. Yeah. And oh, don't grab your cake. Don't grab your cake. Oh my gosh, just a second. Yeah, we'll have some cake after lunch. Okay, no cake right now. Well, that was more drama than we needed, but it's here. Drama has come into the room. Anyway, but it's figuring out what you can share that's you. It doesn't have to be what somebody else is good at, or what you know, like I'm really figuring that out, that it's about like, what do you love, what are you good at, what can you share with people, because all of us have our strengths, really we do, but you have to realize what they are, and you have to find what you're passionate about and grab onto that. Like, so for me it's teaching people, so I really need to delve into taking the opportunity to teach people like what I know about different things. And what I'm learning about health and nutrition that maybe I didn't know before, but just being real and teaching, because I love to teach. I love to get in front of people. I love to share things with people. And so for me, that's where I'm like, oh, like I need to grab onto that. I need to go live more often. Oh, yeah. You wiped by yourself? Great. Can you go wash your hands by yourself?
Okay.
Okay. Go see if you can. If you can't, then I'll help you.
Okay.
Love her.
Yeah, she is a hoot. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I was saying. You guys know what I was saying.
Yeah.
No. Anyway,
show your passion.
Yes, and not making it all about health and fitness, because really, like, it's about you. It's not about like, it's about making you the best you can be. And so it's not all about health and fitness and nutrition. Like, it's not. That is part of it, and that is definitely something that helps all of us to be happier, to be healthier, to be better moms, better wives, like really. And all of us have experienced that. Like when you're healthy and you're happy, I'm happier and I feel better. Steve saw a picture, my husband saw a picture of me after my first transformation, right before I got pregnant. And he's like, dang, it's like, you were hot, like you're hot. Like, and I was like, thank you. And he's like, he's like, don't get me wrong, you're beautiful now, but he's like, you worked so hard and you looked so good. And honestly, the biggest part of it was that I felt so good. I felt good about myself. I had that confidence, and it was because I was taking care of myself. And that's what I'm like, I'm dying to get back, because I'm like, it's hard when you're in this phase. This postpartum phase is just like, it's hard. Horrible. But anyway, but like I have a strong desire to feel better again. And then it does enhance every other area of your life. And so then it's figuring out like, okay, because I'm taking care of me, what am I able to do better, and what can I share with people? So anyway, that's my soapbox today. I like to get on my soapbox.
Okay.
Is there anything that I can help you guys with? If you have a post that you want to put out there and you write it up and you want me to proofread it, or you want me to like share my honest opinions about it, or if I think, like before you post it, put it in the message thread. I'm happy to do that. You just have to take the time to make the post, and then share it with me. And then, good job. Can you go rinse off your hands, or no, because you can't reach the sink by yourself?
No, come on, I'll show you.
Okay. But yeah, do that. Hang on 30 seconds, sister. I'm going to get off the call because she's like got soap. She's like, I have soap. Look. I'm like, oh, great. Where's that going to go in my house? But yeah, post it in the message thread. If you if you need help with ideas of things to post, I can come up with another idea. Like I have a sheet somewhere in all my stuff that has awesome ideas for each day of things to post, but it's just like, make it a priority. If you really want it to work and you really want to start helping people, you've got to make it a priority to like get posts out there, and invite people. And I have some huge goals that I'm setting for myself. Like I want to make enough money to compensate for the fact that my husband's not making as much. And so I'm going to be really pushing things forward as soon as I get myself together. Like I'm just trying to hang in there right now. But as soon as I get moved and settled, like it's on like Donkey Kong. Cause I'm like, no, I really have these financial goals too. I think I know I can make money doing this. I'm very little effort and I'm making some money. And so I'm like, if I put in some effort, I'd make more money.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Anyway.
When is your final move day?
Okay, I'm coming. Move day. So I move with my mom down to her house on the 4th. I'm just going to be down there like a week and a half until Steve gets there because he's leaving the 7th driving and it takes like 5 or 6 days to drive down. I'm going to come help you rinse your hands off. Just hang tight, okay?
5 or 6, you said days?
Yes. From Alaska to Utah. It's nuts because I have to drive through Canada and down into Montana and down into, anyway, crazy.
Wow.
So he's going to come down, pick us up, and then we will move up to Salt Lake like the 16th of April, something like that, Easter weekend.
Where does your mom live?
She's in Cedar City, which is like it's close to St. George, which is southern Utah. So it's like 4 hours from where we're going to be living, 3.5 hours from where we're going to be living in Salt Lake.
Wow.
So I'm going to stay with my mom, with the kids until Steve gets there. And then we're going to drive up to Salt Lake. We've got a place to live. We're going to rent for a year in a townhome there. And just, hey, sister, please don't touch stuff with your soapy hands.
All right. Well, you go do your thing.
I will. But seriously, let me know how I can help you guys and just keep it on. And we'll get things more going for all of us. Because I need to too. Yeah. I'm like, we're still like 6 days, 7 days out from the end of the month. And you guys could get a couple of people. But you just have to, we got to put it out there. And that's what I've got to do too. Because I haven't really invited anybody to anything. So that's why I don't have any challengers. So that's the bottom line.
Okay.
Get your transformation post ready, Cindy.
I will.
And then
I will do that.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. We'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.